I'm just ready to get through this class. He's getting on my nerves.
Which one, the forensics class?
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like everything is like halfway done, halfway presented, or like using old data or something.
Yeah. How's your other class, Andrew?
A lot of busy work.
Dr. House.
Yeah.
Which class was that?
IT systems acquisition. And then half the time I don't know what's going on with infrastructure defense. That dude, he always he like releases the module like at most 7 days before the assignments due.
Oh wow.
Which kind of gets under my skin.
Yeah.
So you're doing 3 classes, Andrew?
Yeah.
Are you done this semester?
No, I'll be done at the end of summer.
Okay, me too. But I'm not taking 3. I'm taking 2 this semester, and then I'm taking 1 next. So
I got 2 this semester, and then I got 2 left, which is going to be in the fall. And I just signed up for those last 2.
You're not going to do summer?
Nah.
It's quicker or easier to get through, I'll tell you.
Yeah, but then I'd still have to take 1 in the fall. I can't.
You can take 2 in the summer.
Yeah, I can't do 2 in the summer.
I did it. Hey, I did 2, and it was a cinch.
You're a better person than me.
Not really, but. Still waiting on Poan to join.
I'll be right back.
Andrew, you hacking away in there?
No.
No?
I'm typing.
That's what I'm saying, hacking away.
I thought you were like referring to like coughing or something.
Oh no.
But
typing.
Yeah, I am.
Do we got anything due in this class Sunday?
For Capstone? No, it's a week.
31st.
Yeah.
Kind of ready for this class to be over with.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's not like I'm ready for it to be over with, but I want to be at that point where we can do the final product. I want to see it done.
I think it's done now, isn't it?
Not quite. We're getting there though.
Yeah.
So I guess it's actually, I'm gonna have to work on the select statement, but it's definitely inserting the rows.
I scolded you this morning. I feel like a mom right now. Where like I just can't do it. You're just being absolutely. You were really good at dinner. You didn't eat any rye bread when the idiot was enough.
So let's see. Here's kind of what it ends up looking like. So this is when you do like you can kind of do it like a test statement to where before you even put it into the database, you can do like, I wonder if I still have it in here. Oh yeah. So select.
It's just from the finish line.
It would be like a different. It'd be.
And you're And here, and wait a minute.
Jace, it'd look like this. Here, I'll just copy and paste it.
Stop acting like the gym is your problem. And that's
But basically, I can run a select statement on the data being sent from the Pi.
Knowing that I can eat some really good shit and trust it.
And it kind of shows us what Postgres is going to see when you insert it. So that's what all these lines are for. And so each particular line with the comma separating them inside the brackets is going to be a row in that particular object. And so let's see. This is where I was working on it, where I got a bunch of errors. Error. Let's see. And then finally, I figured out my syntax was screwed up. So I finally figured it out, where it's kind of creating another row. And because it's a JSON object, a row is all of the records that we get sent from the Pi, just kind of nested together in an array. So each row is like whatever SSID and stuff. So it's all this data, this big block of data here, starting from here down, is considered one row because it's an array, if that makes sense.
Hey, Pawan made it.
Hey guys.
Hello. But yeah, so basically it's just each row is going to be one big block of data that we can run queries on to pull the individual SSIDs from. And so kind of I did 4 inserts, and you see here the 4 rows that it created. And specifically, it's got SSID is the name of the object. So this object here contains all of these SSIDs that I got from my Raspberry Pi. And so basically, I can run a query on the row and search for individual SSIDs within this particular object.
So the SSID, is that going to have like all the Pis? Like if you have multiple Pis, it's going to have all the information, or it'll have each individual Pi?
So what I'm planning on doing for identification purposes of these devices, if you see the square brackets, this is kind of like the beginning and the end of the array. I can do a nested array. So before the square bracket, I'd have another square bracket with, say, the MAC address of this particular device that I'm sending data from. And so that MAC address, it's going to have a square bracket, the MAC address, and then begin data. So that's going to be what you're going to be doing your queries on and identifying devices within the system.
Gotcha.
So that's what I would hope to do, is put the MAC address, and then following the MAC address is all this block of data associated with the MAC address. That way, you could associate that in a database with like a location maybe, or something along those lines. That way they're not having to look at a number and they don't really know where it's at. They can kind of set that early on before they deploy it, kind of location wise. And I'm still working on how to do that. But in my opinion, the bulk of it is just figuring out how to get the data in the database, and then I can just change it as I throw it in there.
Now, let me ask you a question. Is this an additional file that you've written, or will it replace one of the ones that you
These are all the same. They're all the same files right here.
But what I'm saying is since I've already uploaded the file that you sent me the last time, so when you get this through, when you get through with it,
So I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So which file is it? Well, I guess you'll just tell me what file to update.
Once I kind of double check that it's inserting what I want it to insert, I'm gonna update the GitHub
Okay.
repository, and then you should be able to basically pull it and then replace whatever you got now.
Okay. Well, that is simple enough for me. All I got to do is once you get through with it, then I can update it and send the new file to the server, and then I'll have mine working. So.
And then kind of at that point, once I've kind of fine-tuned what's being sent to the database, then we can actually have like an actual dashboard probably.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the dashboard's going to be that hard. I think it's
probably.
Well, I say that.
Yeah, I always think something's going to be simple, and then I'm like, oh crap, later.
So here's something I got a question about this. I mean, I don't know if it was going to be part of this group or part of us, or if it's going to be like a outside of our group, like for the next one. Is this going to be expandable, as in, or are these going to be all hardened? So, like, say we present this to them, we give this to them, they're going to come back saying, okay, we've only got 10 or 11 now. If I want to deploy, 10 more, they're going to have to go in and recode it, put more information.
No, so what I'm planning on doing, because it's going to be identified by MAC address,
right?
They should be able to just copy the image to another SD card, pop it in a device, and then at most they'll need to do some configuration based off of their database, because they aren't going to want to use the same passwords we're using.
Right.
They're going to want to change all of that, which that leaves a little bit of configuration on their end, which I'm kind of considering different ways on how I would make that easy for them to do, without them having to, like, I don't know, plug it into a TV and configure each individual one.
Right.
Well, I mean, they're going to have to change the IP address to the server that it's pointing to too, because I had to. But listen, if I can do it with their Linux guys and all their guys, they can do it. Trust me.
Right. But kind of what I was thinking was maybe, I don't know, maybe add a script or something where each individual Pi is going to have like a default IP set. You know how like you get like a network camera or a router or whatever. They've all got default IPs. So essentially, set a default IP, have it set up to where
probably 192.168.1 whatever.
Like, either kind of create a generic interface for setting some of that stuff up, or I don't know, something along those lines where I have some default settings. They're going to be common to every single one. That way they can, hit a splash screen. They enter whether or not they want to use DHCP, what host name, and then point it to the server and the appropriate credentials or whatever.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: what are you going to use for images? As far as like we're going to create an image for it. Again, that's why I haven't done any documentation, because once you get this through, then we can do the documentation with all the setup and the testing and all this other stuff.
In terms of documentation right now, I don't know if you're familiar, but GitHub allows like wiki pages.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I haven't done them. I just know they exist. Probably my suggestion, since as I continue to work on this, is what you guys can do is set it up in your own environment, kind of create some instructions to fill in the gaps that I leave when I tell you how to do it, and write it up, put it on our GitHub page. That way they have like a central location to go and look at it, and then we can update it over time. If that makes sense.
You want to do some of the documentation? Where'd he go?
But any documentation, you need to be able to set up like the database.
Yeah.
as well as the Pi.
Well, that's what I thought about doing, but I was waiting kind of more of a finished product.
At the very least, we can start doing like the dependencies. So like,
yeah,
maybe we don't have everything we need to tell them how to configure it per se, but we can show them, okay, you need to go here, download the database. This is how you install it on a Linux system. I mean, at that point, you could wait, but basically, you'd probably teach them create your database, and then the database is probably where you want to stop right now because I don't know how many tables I'm going to need.
Mm-hmm.
So from installation to creating a database for the PostgreSQL, and then configuring the Raspberry Pi in terms of installing the OS, installing all the dependencies like Node, Socket IO, things like that. And then maybe like, well, I don't know. I wouldn't say we really need any documentation on how to point it to the server because I'm pretty sure that's going to change. But basically, kind of getting the devices running at the very least is a good place to start. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I mean, and also, I kind of had to play with it every single time to figure out where do I want to save these files to. Are we going to run FTP? Are you going to run that what was it, whatever you said?
It can be any like.
Really, you need FTP on both sides. You need it on the Raspberry Pi and the actual server to get the files moved over. The Windows was easier because I could use it in PowerShell and I could go back and search to it. But when I set it up on Linux, I had to install FTP on it as well.
Right. So yeah, you'd probably want to go over that. And that is like the most vanilla setup you can get. Because that's like installing Linux, installing this and that. But when it comes down to it, we're going to give them. I intend to give them like a copy of an image that they're basically going to have everything installed, so they don't have to do everything from scratch.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll work on setting up the installation. But like I said, I kind of know now what I did. I've done it 2 times. So I can go back and recreate my steps if I can figure out what I did. But pretty much, you set the Raspbian up, get everything set up on it, set up FTP on it, and then set that information up, then push over your program into X file where you want to save those documents to, and then you go to your Linux server, install FTP on it, set it up, get it going, and then use FileZilla or whatever to upload the program and files to it.
Right.
Does that sound
basically like something where like pretty much anybody could go behind you and do it is pretty much what I'm looking for. Because I don't know, just in case they decide to use like a different OS or something, kind of just leaving it open to change.
But I mean, the thing is though, it's just like we were using PowerShell and Linux. It was different, but it was it was similar.
Yeah.
So, but to make sure, I mean, we need to make sure that Node.js and the Socket IO are installed on all of that. That's what I got to make sure that I get those steps correct because I didn't do it the first time, and that's why it wasn't running.
I mean, if you attempt to run it and you don't have like Socket IO installed, it's gonna pop up an error, and the whatever particular thing that it pops up, it should show you exactly what you're missing.
But the one gotcha I had on the Linux side was when I had set it up and was running it, I had an older version of Node.js. Don't know how I got on there. Don't know why. But I had to remove that Node.js, install the latest version in order to make it work correctly.
So Yeah.
And again, like you said, you just got to pay attention to the error messages when it pops up. It'll tell you, but you just kind of have to use Google to search to fix those issues.
Let's see.
I'm ready for a database, Andrew. I'm ready for a working database.
Let's see. I had a
I hadn't installed it yet on the Linux server. I was kind of waiting on you.
JSON.
I mean, not waiting on you to install it or tell me how. I was just waiting on you to finish up because I might try to play with it tomorrow and see if I can't get the stuff installed.
Are you using a virtual machine for your Linux? Or
Me?
Yeah. Or
Me? Yeah. All you got to do is download the free version of VM Player. That's all I did. That's all I did, and I downloaded Debian. Is that how it's pronounced, Andrew?
What did you call it?
Debian or how is it pronounced?
Debian.
Debian. Okay.
What
Trying to figure out
VMware?
Do what?
If you do
or
like
direct?
VMware Workstation.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I use. VM Workstation.
You should be able to get like a free version of it.
You can. That's what I got. Because I had to download it for one of my network security classes here.
The download now button.
Didn't I have that already?
There's also VirtualBox.
VirtualBox is okay. It's a little more limited. It's good though. It's free.
Come on.
I got to go through your site that you sent me to install that Postgres SQL. So
I must have erased after I finished that class. I must have hated it or something.
Where'd Pawan go? Did he jump off?
He must be dealing with this kid.
He's asleep.
Let me tell you, reading pages of documentation is pretty dry.
Well, yeah.
Because I've been staring at this all week.
Is that for the JSON stuff and the tables and the...
Great.
Looks like for Mac is VMware. I don't see a VM Workstation.
I've got Fusion on my Mac, but I didn't install it on my Mac. I put it on the Windows machine because it's easier to run.
Yeah, it says VMware Fusion 11.
Yeah, you have to pay for it though.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with 4- and 5-year-olds on a baseball field tonight. It's like herding cats. Good Lord.
Sure.
Did you get that job at Chick-fil-A, Andrew?
I did an interview on Friday, a round of interviews, and then, like one of the people couldn't make it. So yesterday morning, I did a phone interview. So it was like 4 different people. It was 4 different people, and each interview lasted an hour.
Wow.
So I'm waiting for them to get back with me.
Was one of the ladies there, was her last name Lashley?
No.
Okay. I think she's in accounting.
Trying to find how I actually run the flippin' query. Let's see. Let's try. Let me look at this.
Play World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
Well, I had a couple of guys at work that played it. When we had downtime, they were playing it at work.
I do not play games at work.
Well, they did, because when it was downtime, I didn't say anything. I just grinned and nodded.
Let's see. Show me the flippin'.
You stay pretty busy all day at work?
Usually, my supervisor left at the end of December, and so basically ever since he's been gone, I spend most of my time with my boss showing him how things work, because my boss is aware that I'm looking for a job. So he's getting sweaty palms.
It'd be awesome if you get on with Chick-fil-A.
I would definitely love to work there. I cannot figure out how you're supposed to do this statement. Let's see. That was basically what I got here. Let's do this.
Yeah, he hasn't graded our last milestone.
Why do we keep getting messages saying that they're due in 2 days?
What?
The milestone. Are you not getting those messages?
Because
Or
I
maybe
submit them.
So what?
Because I submit them.
No, I get like a reminder as a text message saying that I must have set it up like last semester. Keeps giving me messages saying due in 2 days.
It's not me. I don't get them. All right, so I'm taking notes. So we're gonna start doing documentation. I'm gonna try to start working on parts of it. I guess we could break this up. I'm gonna try to work on the So you're saying that you're gonna try to have a image for Linux set up already?
Yeah, I'd like to give them something that they can dump on there and not have to configure a bunch of crap.
Okay.
But I kind of would like some documentation in case they had to.
All right. Well, I'll kind of see if I can find that, do that, set that up on the Linux stuff, on setting it up, and yeah, because it helped me out once I found a video for that. So I guess I can do steps on it. Now you don't want the Linux GUI, correct? You want something
command line.
Command line only. Okay. I may try to reinstall it again, Linux again, and start over from scratch to make sure I know what I'm doing. Right, take these notes.
Hmm.
So do you want to set up a wiki page, or do you want to link it to the site we have, or do you just want to set up a page that we're on the site that we have now?
Well, it would be set up on GitHub. Is what I would like to do.
Yeah. And then just link it to there.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yes. Yes. Andrew, do you want a generic username and password, or just use what's already on there?
For what now?
Just for anything, just something that we can set up on it when we set up our stuff. A generic username and password for us, or like Project 12 or something like that.
Just it really doesn't make a difference right now. Whatever's basically we should probably have a default password whenever we hand it to them. Obviously, so.
I had just said, Project 12, that could be the password. But it's up to you. You're the developer, so.
What are you actually looking at? For setting up the thing?
Yeah, just all the, because there's Linux password for the server, the passwords for the Raspbian, all
just
that.
Do like Project 12 or something.
So is Blue Belt the farthest you got?
Yeah. Yeah. This looks like figuring out how to work the select statement should be a pain.
Okay.
All right, I'm fixing to make a punch list on here for documentation of everything that we need. You can just keep typing away, Andrew. I'm just going to create this. All right, so it's already. Stuff that we need to get in here, so.
Have none of that. We'll have none of that.
All right, Andrew, I know you're working away. What version of Debian do you want to use for this, just for documentation's sake?
Really, just the latest version, whatever's newest.
Okay.
Doesn't really make that much difference.
Well, I was just for installation purposes. I'll just put latest. All right, so I said Debian latest command line only. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Raspbian image.
child.
What was all right on the Raspbian? We had the Node.js socket.io, socket.io. What was the other one that we run, or is there another one?
Socket.io client.
And that goes for the Linux server too, right?
You only need Socket.io client for the Pi.
Okay. Now I'm calling it dashboard program, but is it really a program, or is it something we want? Is there another terminology?
Dashboard program for what?
For this Linux server. Of course, I know it's all theory based right now because we haven't really done it, but
I would just say the server password.
well, it's underneath the bullet point Linux server, so. Look at something real quick.
You said Debian?
Debian, yep.
Debian. So Debian 9, how far back is that?
I think that's the latest, isn't it, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm using 9 something.
All right. I found a free version of it's called VirtualBox for Debian 9.
All right, what I'm going to do, I'm posting this link in the Hangout, and this is kind of everything that I can think of that Andrew has done or we've set up. And I went back and tested. I mean, it's real short right now. I hope to add some more meat to it once I redo the project again or redo this again and do step-by-step instructions. But this is just kind of where we're at right now as far as everything. Take a look at that, Andrew, maybe when you get done later on or whatever, when you get some time.
Okay.
And Greg, if you want to take a look at it, I just kind of dumped all my thoughts and everything that kind of where we're at.
Definitely.
You know, I know we've posted stuff in the chat, so I just kind of taken some of that out and put it in this one document. Y'all should have access to it and full rights. So.
Oh, I like that.
What?
I'll share my screen again. Because I wasn't sure if it was like actually like putting in crap data or what, but I'm kind of going through, but like, so just a generic query to show me everything. But if I go through here, this first line.
Cool.
So
that's all the data?
Yep.
Now here's the $1 million question. Put that in the dashboard for me, Andrew.
Pardon?
I said that the $1 million question is just put that in the dashboard for me.
Right?
I'm just teasing.
We are a significant step further to doing that.
I'm just picking. I'm sorry, I had to say it. So I had to give you.
Yeah, what I was saying basically, like add a field before this bracket right here at the very beginning to add our MAC address. That way you can search on
MAC
particular device, so like the MAC address.
I like that.
I do too.
So
I spent a long time just spinning my wheels on this.
Well, it looks good. I mean, I appreciate the hard work, and I mean, I wished I could help you. You know what I mean? I wished I knew what's going on in your brain that I can jump in and help you. But
I think it'll pick up in terms of like what everyone can work on, rather than me kind of doing.
I mean, but the thing is we can't really work on the dashboard until we get this finished.
Right, but for me, documentation is a very important part of it, in my opinion.
Well, take a look at that document. It's not finished. It's not even closed, but it's just a kind of a thought of stuff that I've just dumped on there.
But yeah, I can tell you from experience, people in universities love their documentation.
Oh no. People in K-12 love their documentation.
I already like the landing page.
So
it's kind of like get you started. Yep. I'd say this is a pretty good start in terms of outlining what you need to add to it.
That's what I figured. So if you can think of anything else to add to it,
other than kind of like expanding on some of these, potentially, I don't know, maybe they're fine like they are.
Sorry.
Let's see. Well, Raspbian image.
Did we have to install Python or anything? I'm trying to remember. On
Python is installed by default on Raspberry Pis.
Okay. That's what you said. I know you're gonna kill me on that.
Wait.
Yeah, change it. Sorry.
So that you actually don't need socket IO, I don't think, for the client.
Okay.
It's really only like if you're hosting a server, I think.
And I also think you got to do sudo on all that too. So I need to put that on there.
Let's see.
IO client.init.
I've removed these two fields right here because they seem pretty worthless. I'm not sure what get mode was supposed to use. I might remove that as well, just so we don't have a bunch of bunk data.
Yeah. It'd be nice if we knew what model AP it is, you know. I wish that spit out that.
Wait. I'm going to leave these alone. And then eventually I'm going to go through and comment out this.
Gotcha.
But look at all this work. This is like getting all the information from IW list. Could you imagine just how much time it would have taken me to like recreate this whole thing?
We don't have a semester long enough for that.
This probably took this person forever because there's a lot of regular expression in here. Good grief. It took me a long time just to figure out what regular expression I need and then write it. Yeah, I started on that and then I was like, there's no way. Somebody has had to have done this before.
So they only have the WLAN 0. Do we have one that has the WLAN 1 as well? Because a lot of your APs are dual mode.
Well, no, the WLAN 0 is specific to the Pi. It's specifying the interface on the Pi.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, yeah.
So that basically, IW list is you point it to a particular interface, and that's the interface it's scanning for. So like you could put the Ethernet interface, for example, but that wouldn't really do much for you. But where'd it go? Nope. Got too many windows open.
My wife gets on to me all the time. Why do you got all these windows open? I said, because I'm working.
Pardon?
My wife, she always gets on to me all the time because I have so many windows open.
So you see like random like searches and stuff.
I do the same thing. And
it's just the list goes on.
Mother. Ah.
Andrew, you know you got two windows open.
Yeah, I do it. Like I'll end up opening the same thing. So you're talking
Or not
about the
Andrew. No, I was talking about Greg. I'm sorry. Greg, you got two two hangouts of it. I'm sorry, Andrew. Looks like you're frozen in one of them.
now I'm all lost. All right.
I was
But yeah,
talking to
there we
Greg.
go.
I meant Greg. Yeah, there we go.
So we got some data. It's in the database. I'm gonna actually save this in the document just for the heck of it. What was I doing? I was doing something.
You're gonna save it in the documents.
Yeah. I'll just put a comment down here. Random comment. Mayhaps I should upload this to GitHub as it is right now.
All right, so you're using Win SCP.
Right. You could use like FileZilla.
Yeah.
Pretty much any FTP program is gonna do it.
Okay, so Win SCP is just like FileZilla, right?
Yeah, it's
okay.
It's just a different version of.
So pretty much an FTP client is all we need to put on there.
Correct.
Whatever your flavor is.
Whatever your preference.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't remember how much I changed the client. So move that there. I'm going to go to back to desktop. Wi-Fi server. So I should be able to commit that. Close all this junk.
Well, I guess once you do that, then we can end for the night.
Actually, this may not run as I've got it now because I had commented out several of the lines. Let me double check before I commit all that. That it's. Let's go back to the server. Now, if I can remember which one of these was the working one, I think it was this one.
You can always go back and look at the video.
That's true. All right, let's see.
You only have 8.6 gigs of free space left.
Oh man, I need to replace that. That's what I do. I always make sure to empty the recycle bin. It's probably I got a bunch of stuff in like my downloads folder.
I do too.
And then we're gonna do this number. Do that. Do that. Let's see if it blows up.
Boom. Same client connected.
Okay, so that's working. Sweet. Oh, that is a thing of beauty. All right, so it is. This is
that
the
one. Middle statement.
I'm gonna delete this one because it's definitely not working. Oh, that like highlight.
So it's the very query string equals whatever that is. Insert into Wi-Fi experience dot sid.
I'm actually gonna erase all this crap. This is just gonna serve to confuse people. All right. So.
Well, I know which one it is now, so I got it in my memory.
So I pared that down. I'm gonna go here. It's already open. Double check. Wait, what? Oh, never mind. Wait. Looks like it's still got that in there. Oh, wait, I know what I did. I know what I did. I changed it on the devices again. Okay, that's what I want.
If you say so.
Oh, duh.
Update DB. And I'll just pull the new one down.
What did I change on this one? I don't think I really changed much. So I'm gonna cancel, commit, push, push. Wait, I think I need to. Okay, that is up. Let's see. And of course, I open another window for this.
Recycle. Use the same window.
Fetching latest commit. So 35 seconds ago. There you go.
All right. So all I need to do now is just pull down the new version and upload it. I may have to go back and look at the video to see how to run it.
And then, like, you could probably work on setting up your database.
Yeah, well, I gotta for sure put those documentation in there on how to do that, because you said that to go to that
it's
link.
a huge pain.
So.
But yeah, I'm gonna hop off here.
All right. Well, you're good. Okay. See ya.
See ya.
See you guys.
Good night.